Yeah. What do you think? Never mind. Yeah, that's her. And that's the. I'm like, let me just stay out of trouble. Just leave that alone. Um, yeah, but that's a
I've,
great opening.
it is, and I've never actually paid attention to her before in terms of music. I don't, because it's very contemporary, so it's
To
not
who? You haven't paid attention to who?
to her or
Who is?
HER. What have they? How does
Who
she
is
refer to
she?
herself?
You talking
She's a
about her?
singer.
Who? What's her name?
Is this going to be like who's on first?
No, what's on first? No.
What's on first? That's a very smooth, nice song.
That and it's got that upbeat, makes
Yes,
you wake up.
yes,
It's a nice pairing with the closing song.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
And two sisters that are singing. Cynthia and Viro does "Stand Up" at the end, which is the theme song from Harriet. So they're actually both modern songs too. So it's really cool, or contemporary songs, I should say.
Well, and it has that vibe as well that you were talking about us possibly looking at what's going on,
Yeah, yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's definitely got that what's going on feel to it.
Yeah,
Marvin Gaye, but yeah, but that's off of out of the soundtrack of Judas and the Black Messiah, and it is actually up for an Oscar nomination on this Sunday.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so we
Really,
might
I
end
did
up
not really
with an
think. Yeah,
Oscar winning song
there
as
you
the
go.
opening.
There you go.
We're
Very nice
helping her
stuff.
to death. Yeah, I mean, I got to believe that us even using it is going to help her.
Help her.
Yes,
Yes,
help her.
help her.
Where her at? It's actually, where's her at?
That's funny. That's
I
funny.
know. Hey, folks, it's the Power Hour coming to you every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Broadcasting live from WURD, Word Radio in Philadelphia, 900 AM, 96.1 FM, wordradio.com. Download the app in the App Store or check us out at YouTube Live or Facebook Live for a more interactive version of the show, where you will actually, if you post something, who knows, we may actually call you out and shout you out. Sitting across from me in his virtual studio, it's funny, and they put a lot of money into the studios here at Word because they came out and did my house exactly like they did yours.
Yes. Very
Yeah,
nice. Very nice.
took them a while to get those windows in. My contractors were like lazy, but anyway, sitting across from me is Bishop Dwayne David Reister.
And sitting across from me is the Reverend Dr. Mark Kelly Tyler.
And the glue holding it all together. I know she's probably just dancing in the studio this morning, just going at it, is none other than Kawesa.
Kawesa.
Good morning. Doing
Good morning. How are you today?
okay. I love her. So I'm
You
doing
love
really
her?
well. I do.
Which her? No,
I know, right? But I
that's cool.
definitely
Yeah,
do.
it's a really smooth song. That was really smooth song. So how was your ride in today?
It was good. Easy. No worries on the road really. So yeah, I had no problems this morning coming through. Still cold, still a little
Yeah.
chilly, a lot chilly. Like the little alert on my car was like it's icy in certain areas. I was like, where? Where's the ice? But yeah, not too bad at all. But still, I would tell folks to bundle up. But I know that later on in the day it should be in the 60s, so it might be one of
Okay.
those
Okay.
change clothes type days. Might get a
These are
little
the
Oh
hot.
yeah,
days that my mother referred to as pneumonia weather.
Yep, it is
every
It's
black
pneumonia.
mother you said that, right? My mother said that. She's like, is that in the black mother book? It's like, boy, this pneumonia weather, it'll kill you.
absolutely it's cold in the morning and then warms up in the afternoon and then it gets cold again at night. You don't even know what clothes to put on.
Right,
So
right.
yeah.
Man, so well, listen, a lot going on in the world, and we're going to try our best to cover as much of it as we can on this morning. If you are listening on Facebook Live, do us a big favor and hit the share button and send this out to your friends and your family. Want them to come on into the conversation as well. And listen, I'm telling you, man, there is tons to get to on today. First of all, you know, shout out to Shock G of Digital Underground who passed away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you remember Shock G?
Yeah.
Shock G, he of Humpty Hump fame, has transitioned. And another person who died that we didn't talk about this week in hip hop, seems like a lot of hip hop artists in their 50s are passing away, was Black Rob. Whoa,
Yeah. Whoa.
whoa. You know there's a modern song called Whoa, right?
I did not know that.
Ask Joy. She'll tell you. Your daughter
Okay.
will tell you. So, but because when I was talking, so we were ironically during the pandemic, with D Nice and all of his like club quarantine parties. So we were like up one night with the whole family. And we were talking about, oh, you want to hear a great song? It's Whoa. And our daughters were like, Whoa, how y'all know Whoa? I'm like, oh, y'all listening to Whoa too? They said, yeah. And they played their Whoa. And I was like, no, Whoa, Whoa, Whoa. That ain't Whoa.
That's not the word that you listen
No. Like Rob is like, whoa. It's one of the best hip hop songs ever. Yo, I told them your song ain't whoa.
to. Mm,
So yeah, so shout out to a couple of hip hop legends who passed on, and in fact DMX was buried this week.
mm.
So yeah, so um, again, prayers for all of those families, and thanks to those gentlemen for all of the good music that they left behind that we can still enjoy. Oh boy! Oh, look, Raphael even knows. I mean, Raphael even knows Black Rob. That's right. He's from Bad Boy Records days.
Mm.
Black Rob was one of P Diddy's like original big stars,
Oh, really?
right? Oh yeah,
Okay. I thought it was Biggie and what's his name?
Craig Mack.
Yeah, Craig Mack. That's it.
They were, but Black Rob was out there too. Black Rob kind of really like just that one song, man. I don't know how many millions of dollars they made off that song, but it was an
What was
incredible.
the song again? I mean, so at this particular point in my history, I was really not listening to rap. So,
The song is Whoa,
well, okay,
Whoa,
I have to go check that out. I don't remember that song.
Whoa. All right. Well, we have more important things to talk about than that, but that is important in and of itself. So, man, boy, just when you think things can get wackier. So this has been a very heavy week for Black folk in this
Hmm.
country. Very heavy week. I mean, and so yesterday was Dante Wright's funeral in Minnesota. Al
Yeah.
Sharpton, by the way, man, I tell you that just an incredible eulogy.
Hmm.
Talked about he got pulled over for air fresheners. Well, we come to be the air fresheners from Minnesota
Mm,
because your air is putrid and we can't breathe in it. Phew,
mm.
good Lord.
My God.
That dude, man, is just, he's just going in all in these days. And so certainly praying for the family of Dante Wright, that poor mom and dad. They just,
Yeah.
again, I mean, so yeah, so again, it's been a real tough week. And so I guess maybe there was a famous athlete who wanted to kind of give us a little levity to help us out of the doldrums and weigh in on this moment to kind of cheer us up because that's what famous people do. So, LeBron James tweeted initially that about the officer in the Ma'Khia Bryant shooting, "You're next," which he then took the tweet down, I think, after seeing the video. And we should talk about that, the controversy around that too, and just kind of the ways that's like really just it's a very divisive issue right now within the Black community,
Yeah. Yeah.
the way in which people are seeing that shooting differently. But there is one very famous person who wanted to cheer us all up, Asa and Judge McCabe, Tawanda, Rob. There's somebody who wants to get us out of the doldrums, Greg Brinkley. Oh boy, I don't know how to even say this, man. Let's just say when it comes to he is reputed to be a knife expert.
Oh no.
He used to run through airports, jumping luggage.
Oh no. What
He
did
used to
OJ do now? What
God.
did OJ do now?
Well, OJ, I think he's, honestly, I think he was just trying to lighten the mood.
Hmm.
Um,
OJ just needs to like slip into oblivion and not be seen. Like, dude, stay. He can't help but try to draw attention to himself. I'm like, dude, just stay away.
so OJ has advice for the king. The juice is giving advice to the king.
Hmm.
The juice told the king, and I probably have to quote this. He told LeBron in a video that he posted on Twitter. Now, this is the thing about social media. So nobody's going to take a camera to go see OJ to get his opinion on anything. But man, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, you can just post your thoughts, and all of a sudden, boom, here we are talking about it today. So the Jews said to the king, you can't fight every battle. You know, you got to pick your battles.
Oh.
It's a war that must be fought, but sometimes you need to take your time and be a little more patient before you comment on some of these bad incidents that are happening with police departments. LeBron should have waited. Now, I wish that's all he said. He went on to say, now he did go on to compliment LeBron, said, LeBron, keep fighting the good fight. I admire the work he has done and how he has helped his community, how he has been fighting all these social issues, especially that of systemic racism and the legal system and the police departments around our country. And then he added this. He weighed in on defunding the police.
Oh no.
Now, you would think a man who had about 1,000 police cars following him on the freeway at one point would be all for defunding the police.
No, no, no. OJ, stop. Please stop.
I'm not done. OJ continued,
No, OJ.
I'm against defunding the police. I think you just have to redirect some of those funds. Honestly,
He was
I got
trying
to
to
tell you,
redirect the police down the highway, wasn't he? I'm sorry.
OJ is like,
I'm sorry. Let me stop.
well,
Oh, man. This is too easy. It's too easy.
the jokes write themselves, don't they?
Oh no. Oh no.
Or,
Why? What was he thinking?
it did give me kind of some Seth Williams vibes. And I like Seth, but Seth came, he's been out here like chiming in on like what's happening in Philly with, the DA and things of that nature. And it's kind of like, yeah, you actually might be right, but somehow it just don't sound good coming from you. I mean, it's not like he really said, yeah, I guess we all should be patient, but Juice, you're the juice. I mean, I don't know if you really understand what your bio is, and I know you probably still are surrounding your whole house with like your with your trading cards, and you probably still think that we view you in the way that we used to view you.
We don't. We don't. Let's just be clear. We don't.
He said, "I know all about this because the white man tried to frame me." Remember the cop called me an N-word? Or the cop was using the N-word who was investigating me? I know all about this. Jesus. Keep me near the cross on this Friday.
So let me ask a question. I'm just going to put this out to our listeners, and feel free to, put it on YouTube or Facebook. How many of us actually think OJ was innocent? Right. And the celebration wasn't so much about the fact that he was innocent when he was not found guilty. It was the fact that a black man finally beat the system.
A lot of white
people
people
actually think OJ was innocent.
Yeah, a lot of. Oh my God, Judge McCabe went all Jay-Z on us. Great post. I'm not black, I'm OJ. We'd almost play that song today. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not necessarily, you're right. First of all, to your question, isn't it interesting that he resurfaces this week when honestly, as we were all holding our breath for the Derek Chauvin verdict,
Yeah,
that was in the back of our mind
right.
was the last time, I mean, I literally the last time that all of Black America has been focused on one verdict coming down, it was the OJ trial.
Mm-hmm.
It literally was the same kind of intensity, right? And you're right. Well, I won't say nobody, because there are still people who don't think he did it. And God bless y'all. But everybody has their own opinion. But the celebration was about Johnny Cochran.
Yeah.
And his
That's
ability.
really what the celebration was about.
Yeah.
Johnny Cochran did an excellent job on the defense. Yeah. And yeah, but I'm just like, I've explained this to people over the years. I'm like, we don't understand why people are celebrating. I was like, because he beat the system, and the system that's been beating us up for centuries.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was, and so I understand how the Goldman family obviously would feel about people celebrating that. In hindsight, I was much younger, and so I think I was in my 20s when that happened. Like a lot of folk who probably listen to this show and not really fully understanding the feeling of victims on the other side of that, seeing that. But there were, as you said, the victimization was on both sides, and so OJ was kind of the representative tool in this moment, so to speak. And but yeah, my man, he said, a knife expert wants to weigh in on a killing that happened with a knife.
Yeah, he just needs to stay in the background, go play golf and stay in the background.
Man, I'm surprised he is still walking the streets, because white folk hate his guts.
Yeah, well, but it's not enough that they don't want to steal his trading cards.
They want them cards. That is a strange thing, isn't it? I hate you, OJ, but I ain't giving this card up. It's going to be worth some money one day.
Yes.
When he dies, all his stuff is going to go up, because a lot of people burned all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody else had done it, Rev. The killers would have been found by now. Remember, 2 white people from prominent white families were killed in L.A. The detectives would have searched for their killers forever. Sheriff Blau, if the gloves don't fit, you must acquit. Yeah. So you asked the question. A lot of folk, Haley says, we beat the system. That's what it was about. Tawanda, OJ did it. And white people have been pissed ever since. There's some truth there. I thought I saw Henry say that OJ did it as well. Craig Williams, he's guilty as sin. Boy. Yeah, man, let me just tell you, OJ weighing in on this, as I thought that this week could not become any more bizarre. I mean, I just thought literally he brought me out of the deep depression that the events of this week took me down to, and somehow I feel like we can make it. I don't know why this story makes me feel we can make it, but OJ giving us this comic relief does. We got to take a quick break. It's the Power Hour. It's 6:22 in the morning, and when we come back, we could talk a little bit about what's happening in Congress around policing. Also, an op-ed that Malcolm Jenkins and WNBA star Natasha Cloud, local star athlete, wrote about the CPOC. They weighed in. And that and more. It's the Power Hour. Hold on and hit the share button. We'll be right back.
I'm Henry Louis Gates Jr. We are people of resilience. No matter what happens, we fight through the pain. We protect our traditions. We uphold our excellence. So let's protect our lives. With vaccines, we can trust. We can do this.
To learn more about COVID-19 vaccines, visit cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Okay, Purr's new fire potato chips and cheese curls. They are spicy. Whew, they're hottest snacks yet. Hold on. Whew. But it's not just heat. There's some nice sweet and savory stuff going on too. Ooh, there's that heat again. It burns, but it burns so tasty. Ooh, that's hot. Find Hers Fire Snacks at your store today. Whew, taste the flavor, feel the heat, break out the Hers.
Hey WURD family, have you heard of the new Go to Know campaign? If not, here is the deal. WURD Radio has partnered with the Colorectal Cancer Alliance, Penn Medicine, LabCorp, and the Independence Blue Cross Foundation to present the Go to Know Fit Kit Screening Campaign. The Go to Know campaign is an at-home screening test for colon cancer. Yup, you heard me right. You can take your own stool sample and mail it back for testing. Did you know colon cancer, if caught early, is 100% preventable? African Americans are 20% more likely to get colon cancer and about 40% more likely to die from it than most other groups. Plus, it is recommended you get screened if you are 45 years of age or older. So for the next 6 months, you can go to wordradio.com and click on the Go to Know banner for your free at-home screening test. It's that simple. Again, just go to wordradio.com, click on the Go to Know banner, and request your free at-home screening test. That's it. Go to Know today.
Spring forward to throwback. All this month, when you start or renew your WURD membership, you'll get exclusive WURD throwback swag, vintage backpacks, books, and tees. While supplies last. Offer ends April 30th. Sow seeds into Black Talk Media and grow with us. Visit wordradio.com/join now to start or renew today. You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
Welcome back to the Power Hour. This is Dwayne Royster along with Mark Kelly Tyler. We're here Monday through Fridays from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. to bring you the latest in news happenings around Philadelphia and, of course, our opinion. And we have plenty of those. So a lot going on. I just want to say to Viola, I can't believe you pulled over on Cotman Avenue to listen to the OJ verdict. That's the one place where you do not want to listen to that verdict. I just want to note that. I went to high school up there. I went to Lincoln. And I'm like, that's not where you want to listen to the OJ verdict. So I hear you. But I'm like, man, I wouldn't have pulled over on Cotman Avenue to do that. So.
Whew, man. Boy. Speaking of Violas.
Mm-hmm.
The other Viola's up for an Oscar.
Yeah, she could actually be the most winning African-American woman.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think they said she's already the most nominated. So shout out to Viola Davis
yeah.
And Chadwick Boseman, who are both nominated in the lead for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
That was a great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, you know who I thought should have got also a nod for the best supporting actor is the brother from Fear the Walking Dead.
Man, he played the band leader, right?
Yeah, man, that dude was, I mean, he's always a good actor, but I thought he took his game to an entirely different level in that film. I mean, but who didn't? I mean, everybody in that movie should be nominated for something. It's just incredible. So shout out to them. And maybe we can get Kathia Woods on Monday to unpack, assuming that this weekend doesn't like explode with some more like I don't know news that we just have to deal with on Monday. But it'd be great to hear her unpack what could be a very historic weekend for Black folk who have received a lot of nominations in what has been up until now #Oscars so white.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Well, then again, thanks, Robert Garland, for just like busting my bubble. He says they love to nominate Black women and not give it to them, like Beyonce. Yeah, then there's that.
Ouch.
I did say could be historic. It's funny you said that. I was like actually looking at one category. It's like of 6 people, like I think 4 are Black. Like they'll be like, Yeah, that one right there. The only one like non-Black, non-brown person in the group.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So listen, an op-ed was penned by Malcolm Jenkins and Natasha Cloud. I don't know why I can't find it. I had it saved. I want to post it into
I just found yours, though. I found your op-ed. Just talk about that.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
You going to say something about it?
Well, the Inquirer asked me, they saw my post, my Facebook post this week it was only, I only posted a couple of sentences after the verdict that I thought I was gonna, want to like rejoice at his guilty plea, at his guilty verdict. But man, tears just started coming instead. I mean, it just felt like such a, I don't know, it felt like this weight after you've been pushing something. And it's funny. So Jamal Bryant posted a video of, and before you start throwing all your Jamal stuff in there, Jamal and I go way back to undergrad days, and so Jamal posted a video of himself standing next to Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, waiting for the verdict to be announced.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, when the verdict was announced, man, Jesse and Al Sharpton just broke down in tears. I mean, literally, I was like, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, man, it was like no rejoicing. It was just like, I mean, I wrote in the op-ed, kind of the closing is this, that it came closest to feeling like when winning actually feels like losing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that is 100% right.
How did you feel?
I was numb, angry, and determined.
Mm-hmm.
I think, my family can tend to be stoic in moments like that.
Mm-hmm.
And was this, sort of like, okay, yep, we got to go fix this. That the system, there was no justice. I think I wrote a piece about the fact that there was no justice. And and I appreciated what District Attorney Keith Ellison said, that it was accountability,
Mm-hmm.
but it was not justice.
Mm-hmm.
That in this particular moment, justice will not come until white police officers see black people the same way they see their white neighbors. And, that will be that. And eventually that we won't have to say their names anymore. Justice will come when we don't have to listen to trials, and we don't have to, have anxiety going through the roof while we're waiting for a verdict to be read. But that justice will come when we don't have to worry about any of this. So
yeah.
That's really what it is for me. There was no joy in this verdict.
Exactly.
And that was the real challenge. There was no joy.
Yeah, I mean it's and I still have that feeling, right? I mean it's you think about the fact that a man had to die for this to happen. And look, I mean, that's also a part of our faith tradition as Christians, at least, people who, who are professed Christians, the idea that the death of a person's, one person's sacrifice made everyone else free.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's a hard thing to actually really live through and watch. And like, why should George Floyd have to die to make things better for the rest of us? And why should all these other names that are, have happened since him, that have happened before him, all the anonymous stories and the stories that are passed down generationally?
Mm-hmm.
Man, listen, my mom, I don't know if I shared this before. I have shared that she's from Arkansas and moved to California in the Great Migration as a teenager. She got to Oakland as a young teen. So much of her early life was shaped through Jim Crow, Arkansas. So she still talks about not being able to go to the movies and sit on the main floor, having to go to the balcony, all of that stuff, But bro, that Emmett Till thing to this day has her messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Emmett Till happened when she was about 20, I think. No, actually more like 18 or something. I don't know. It was in she's still in her formative years. So about like where my kids are right now. Mm-hmm. So when we were coming up, she just had this absolute fear of us dating women who were not black, especially white women.
Wow.
And I mean, she was like, don't bring no white girls in my house. And so it was like, come on, mom, you tripping. This is Cali, it's the 80s and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, man, it was, what we didn't understand was, whereas maybe an Archie Bunker says that it's because I just hate N-words.
Right.
For her, it was like, I don't want my sons to die.
That's right.
And we didn't understand it, bro.
That's real. Yeah, we did. I mean, we were young and dumb, right? We just did whatever we wanted to do and not recognizing the repercussions of a society that really did not have our best interest at heart. So, yeah, we learned hard lessons. It's painful, very painful.
Well, it seems like the cops are learning. See, I don't know that any of this is, I don't know that we need to worry about changing hearts and minds right now. Because the hearts and minds part, I just have much less hope about that. So I am about changing laws and behavior. I don't care what you feel about black people, as long as you behave in a manner that is consistent with the pledge and oath you took and with the responsibility of a gun on your hip, right? And so in Westminster, California, which is a small little suburb in Orange County, Southern Cal, and let me tell you, 3 cops were arresting a woman who I think was believed to be under the influence, and they had her handcuffed, and the video is pretty graphic. Thank God she does not die, but one of their partners, man, just like starts fire on her, like, hits her in the face twice, punches the mess out of her. She's handcuffed on the ground, and it's 3 of them. Dude, the other 2 push him back, help her, get her situated, and they snitched on him. They were like, bro, you ain't about to get us Chauvin.
Wow. Wow.
And lucky for them, what they don't know is there was somebody recording it on a cell phone and captured the whole thing, and so, which backed up their story as well. But look, yesterday, I wanted to pick this up because yesterday, I think Gary on Facebook Live, and if it's not you, Gary, the right person, please put it in the post, asked kind of a closing question, right, about can there be good cops in this system? One of the chants out there is no good cops in a racist system, and cops are always like, but I'm a good cop, but I'm a good cop. I'm like, listen, if you knowingly watch a bad cop do bad things to people in the community, and you do not stand up, and you tell me you're afraid of your life because they're going to set you up, I'm like, well, you're a cop. I mean, isn't there a chance that bad stuff will happen to you every day when you go out, when you put the uniform? That's the job, is it not? You don't let fear of your life stop you from running into try to stop a bank robbery, do you? Well, no. Do you let fear of your life stop you from making a traffic stop on a dark night by yourself? No. Then why is all of a sudden this one so much worse? I think it's more than just fear. You don't want to be ostracized. You don't want to be cut off. You don't want to be isolated. But you can't tell me that you're a good cop if you let bad cops get away with this. If that's the case, then you're as bad as they are. That's why these other 3 guys in Minnesota are going on trial, and they're going to be tried up as well. And that's why in Westminster, these 2 cops said, bruh, you are on your own. We telling on you because you don't need to be a cop if you are punching women who are handcuffed.
There you go. And now, hopefully, police departments around the country are beginning to speak their truth and own that, and are going to do something differently than what they have been doing. I mean, I just find it interesting that cops are afraid to tell on each other and afraid to, spill the beans about bad cops, but then they want the community to do likewise for other folk, right? There's so many double standards when it comes to policing that's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
But I mean, listen, I don't know. Do you want hearts and minds, or are you good with just behavior changing?
I want it all. I want behavior and hearts and minds, right?
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, you know me. That's both hands. It's not an either or. It's a both hands. Give me both. I want it all. I want it all. I believe we can have it all. So, yes, that's my way of looking at it.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Well, I don't know about hearts and minds with the Republican Party, but it's interesting that Tim Scott, Senator Scott out of South Carolina, is representing the Republicans in congressional negotiations around, changing police behavior. His counterpart on the other side, on the Democratic side, is U.S. Representative from Cali, Karen Bass. And so the 2 of them are leading these discussions and conversations. What do you see here? Is this just going to be what we do as politicians in the moment to get through the crisis, and then it dies when the next big thing happens, or what?
I mean, I think something's probably going to come out of it. Here's the problem, though. I mean, Tim Story is a real conservative, so I don't know how. There will be something, but it might not be much, right? And I mean, I have a deep appreciation for Karen Bass. She's also the head of the Congressional Black Caucus right now, so the chairperson of the Congressional Black Caucus. It would be interesting. Now, I know also Tim Scott and Cory Booker were working on some things in the Senate as well. So, I mean, it remains to be seen, but Tim Scott has got to get the Republicans to get on board with this. And I don't know, this will be a real test of his influence in the Republican caucus to see if he's actually able to get, the white Republican leadership on board with anything.
Well, you know what? It should be easy for them, right? Because, I mean, listen, dude, remember, we talked about this earlier in the week, or maybe last week. Pat Robertson of the 700 Club, openly critical of Derek Chauvin and the Derek Chauvin type people in police departments around America. And, I mean, he was extremely critical. And, Pat Robertson, look, he don't have a dog in this fight. And it's not like he needed to say that. I got to believe that him saying that means that there are probably a lot of folk that we would never think are talking about this now in a new kind of way, that have also likewise been somehow moved by what happened, last year. Certainly not enough. We know that. But could it be then that in this moment that they might be feeling pressure too? I mean, certainly not the kind the Democrats are feeling from us.
Well, yeah, I mean, so Pat Robertson gets a lot of money from black people. And, for his programs on the 700 Club. So, I mean, the Derek Chauvin case was such a clear disrespect of human life, right? I mean, he hasn't said anything about this. Actually, he's been very pro-police for the other killings that have occurred at the hands of police officers when black men and women, brown men and women have been under the hand of death from police officers. Mm. So, I'm like, but this one is such a clear violation. And well, actually, it was Dante Wright that he was going out because he actually had the taser and the handgun. He had the guns, and it was clearly showing the difference.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
it was Dante
right.
Wright. It wasn't the Chauvin trial. He didn't say anything about the Chauvin trial. It was about the Dante Wright situation. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, everybody's got self-interest, and he's got a big empire to try to maintain, and I think doesn't want to lose money. But that is, that's. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping hearts and minds are changing and people are looking at this differently. Oh. It is a national conversation. It's not just a national conversation. It's an international conversation that's happening right now. So
Yeah. Well, look, let's take a quick break. It's 6:41 in the morning, and we come back. We'll continue this conversation and read some of your interesting conversation on Facebook Live. If you have a thought, you might want to post it now. This is the Power Hour. We'll be right back.
Between family dinners, bedtime stories, and study sessions, Pico knows that life never stops moving. So if your energy bills are adding up, Pico has programs available, like new payment options, flexible billing, and financial assistance to help you manage your bills and your budget for the essential energy you and your family need. Learn how Pico can help keep your life moving with payment arrangements. See if you qualify at pico.com/help.
Hi, this is Samantha from Leo's Apparel on Germantown and Lehigh Ave. Open from 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Saturday. We have the hottest selection of boys' dress suits and casual sportswear for boys, sizes 2T to 20. Men, let me tell you, we got in a large shipment of straws from Stetson. We have new linen and dress suits. Biggest selection of Stacey Adams shoes. Get an extra WURD 10% discount.
Hello, this is Councilmember Kendra Brooks. I'm calling with important information about COVID-19 vaccines. In the coming weeks, all Philadelphians over the age of 16 will be eligible for vaccination. However, you must be registered with the city to get vaccinated. Register today at www.phila.gov and fill out the vaccine interest form or email covid@phila.gov. If you cannot complete the online form, call 311 to get registered. Your information is confidential. Get registered today. Thank you.
As a community service, WURD Radio and the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium wants to keep you informed about where to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. The Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium offers COVID-19 vaccines and COVID-19 testing at these locations. First come, first served. Saturday, April 24th and Sunday, April 25th from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Dell Music Center, 2400 Strawberry Mansion Drive. Monday, April 19th from 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. at SEPTA Suburban Station, 16th and JFK Boulevard. Monday, April 19th, Tuesday, April 20th, and Thursday, April 22nd from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Leah Cora Center, 1776 North Broad Street. Stay informed and stay well with WURD Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Now, a traffic update on WURD Radio.
Good morning. This report sponsored by Smart Mouth, the only 24-hour mouthwash with twice daily use. Now the major roads in Philly starting to build a bit. Schuylkill Expressway eastbound pretty jammed. Now Gulf Mills to the Blue Route. There is an accident there off to the shoulder. Westbound 76 moving fine. Looking at the PA Turnpike, Blue Route 476 not bad yet. Vine Expressway westbound Lake Parkway through the Schuylkill Expressway. Southbound 95 Cobman to Bridge. A little slow through that work zone. Then late Allegheny through Girard. The Boulevard southbound Broad to Fox again late through construction. 55 northbound some light volume heading into 42 this morning. Stay fresh out there with Smart Mouth mouthwash, the only mouthwash that provides 24 hours of fresh breath with twice daily use. So whatever the day may bring, you can stay sunny with a side of fresh. Grab a bottle today, available wherever mouthwash is sold, or visit smartmouth.com. For more traffic information, log on to sigalert.com. Jim Bachman with your Philadelphia area traffic.
You're listening to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
Welcome back to the Power Hour. This is Dwayne Royster along with Mark Kelly Tyler. Hitting on a lot of topics today, a lot of things happening. I know we got some more stuff to continue talking about.
Yeah, man, it is a lot. And by the way, before we get into these last couple of stories, I just want all you Philadelphia natives to know from your adopted son that my hometown team came through here on Monday night, and I'm not going to let it pass, let the week get by, because it was such a heavy week I couldn't talk about it then. But Steph Curry lit y'all up for 49 and snatched victory from defeat here in Philly at the Wells Fargo Center. And you're welcome. That boy hit 49, 11 games in a row over the age of 33, where he dropped 30 points in a row. Like, that's history. He's like, I think he either tied or passed Kobe with that.
Wow.
That boy, he is a beast, man.
He is. He's playing hard. And he did it to his old coach. That's terrible. he just jacked his old coach up. Like, I didn't really need you. So.
Man, that's like crazy, man. Yeah, so what Will Maker keeps posting, when will Jim Kinney retire? I'm not sure. I'm going to post his email address in there. You can send that to him and ask him. My guess is it's going to be at the end of his term. I mean, I don't think Jim Kinney really cares what we think about him at this point. I don't think he cares at all. But here's news that you can use on the COVID vaccine front. Drexel and Penn have now made it clear that in order for students to return next semester, they must be vaccinated. And now you were telling me as well that in California, all the schools?
Well, California had two public university systems, University of California and California State University, which are two of the nation's largest college systems, said they intend to require COVID-19 vaccines this in the fall. So, and I think between the two of them, they have almost 2 million students or something like that. So they are going to require, now they did put a caveat in there, if one of the vaccines is approved. So none of the vaccines right now are approved. They have emergency authorization to use them. But if one of them is officially approved, then they were going to require vaccination for everybody coming back on campus, and they intend to open up their campuses in the fall. So a lot of colleges are wrestling with this right now about whether to do this.
So we're having conversations even within our church about when to reopen and how to reopen. I know some have already done it, and God bless you. In our denomination, in our district, our region is from Delaware up through Massachusetts and includes Bermuda. we have a directive that we are not to open for any in-person worship right now from our leadership. So it's not even a question about can I, right? So that trumps whatever the city says, the state says, or anything else. And but we have had internal conversations, and one of the conversations was, should we require masks? And if someone comes in who won't wear a mask because it's a church, what do we do? And have you all start thinking about this at all, about what to do?
We can point to their smartphone and say, you can watch us on Facebook Live. So actually, we are starting to have conversations about this. So I don't know if Deacon Malik is on today, because our deacon chair, is a part of those conversations. I mean, we have a lot of land, so we might do a couple outdoor things during the summer.
Right.
And the congregation, a good portion of the congregation is now fully vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of itching, to get back into the building, especially some of our members that, have been around for a very long time. But I think we're still trying to wrestle with that. It's a liability issue in my estimation. And, while we do have faith, we also have wisdom. Amen, somebody. And wisdom says, we need to make sure that, close to 100% of the people are vaccinated before we gather back in. And then we have to think about the fact that visitors do come in. We don't know their vaccination status. We might know each other's, but we won't know theirs. And so we just want to make sure we're protecting folk. I have a member of my congregation that comes faithfully. Is 102 years old. So, that's not somebody I want to put at risk. So
So this is now, and like I said, so here's the thing about COVID and even about the vaccination. The vaccine does not mean that you cannot still catch it. It means that if you catch it, that the effect of it, right, exactly, it'll be mild. But there's a report that just came out, NBC Chicago's reporting that 22 COVID cases were reported in a nursing home. Where somebody who was unvaccinated, who was not vaccinated, came in, and other people caught it, and one of the people who was vaccinated who caught it actually died. Now you are talking about a higher risk population to begin with, but again, I say that as a caution that don't act like because you've been vaccinated you can just go and do anything.
Absolutely. Still wear your face mask, social distance, use hand sanitizer. And I mean, because we have not gotten to the 80% of the population that's vaccinated to be able to bring about a level of what Dr. Fauci refers to as herd immunity. So we still have a long way to go before we get there.
See, the problem for me, I think, with church and worship is, and folk are always like, well, why can't we do it and so and so? I'm like, first of all, listen, let's be honest. Worship, depending on the black church, I'm not going to say all black churches, because some come in and they're more lecture style and folk are much more reserved. But 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a lot more congregational singing, and the choir is going to be exerting a whole lot. The preacher's going to be preaching until, they're like, spewing stuff all over the pulpit. I mean, there's so much more of that. And a lot of places are not well ventilated and don't have the kind of HVAC system to pull that stuff out and to bring recycled air in. That the challenges that it faces, while on the surface it seems like, well, everybody else is opening, why can't we? I think there's a lot of compelling reasons why there still ought to be some real caution, even when you bring vaccinated folk in together. Because to your point, bro, we're an international destination. We get visitors like from Japan, from Sweden, from Africa, from South America, from all over the United States every Sunday, because we're in that tourist area. And so you don't know who's walking in the door.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to note that Sheila and Tawanda both are, reminding folk, especially about singing during COVID, right? That's a real problem coming in to do that. And I mean, you're down there. I mean, I've been at your church where people just like knock on the door, want to come in.
Right, yeah. Hi, we're here from Brussels. Can we just see the museum? Well, we're closed, but come on in, Brussels. But now I'm going to be like, hold on. Here's my little temperature check thing. Let me see your forehead. Other foreheads, please sign this survey and this questionnaire. Sheila says, Sheila is a masterful conductor, by the way. Masterful. I mean, incredible musician and gifted singer. But Sheila is saying with an exclamation mark, no singing. So first of all, it kills 2 birds. Sheila. It helps get rid of bad congregational singing because some folk mess those hymns up so terribly. But it also helps us stop the spread, right? I mean, so my big question has been like, why do you want to rush back into something that when you get there is not even going to feel like what it was when you left? Instead of just waiting until it's time, when you come back, you're really coming back with the energy that you want.
I mean, I have to keep reminding people. I said the building is closed, but the church is open. And, you know, we found new creative ways to be able to worship God. God is everywhere with us. So,
right.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be like, you know, people have to have like a little shield on when you come kneel down to get communion. It's like a communion spit shield.
Wow. Nikki O'Tim says on YouTube, I'm not going into church anytime soon. And Nikki O'Tim said, hey, Reverend Tyler, talking about your earlier comment, it said, don't bring her home if she can't use your comb.
Oh, wow. That's what her mom. That's what the mom used to say.
Well, I guess it was just a comment that Nikki O'Tim put in there. So, yeah, wow.
That's deep. Yeah, I mean, but mom's listen. Mom was terrified of us losing our lives, you know, because she knew. She's like, look, I know this is California, and y'all think this stuff don't happen here, but long before Rodney King, she knew, and so mom was like, yeah, I'm just scared for you all. And so it wasn't about like, you know, I just hate white people. It's I love my sons, and I know what people are going to do when they see you as a black boy walking with this white girl. Speaking of which, we'll have to talk about the story next week. We don't have time, but there was another really tragic incident in Tennessee with a black teenager who was dating a white teenager, and the mom of the girl called the cops on him. It ended horribly. And now the mom has deep, deep, deep regret because she recognizes in herself that she didn't fully understand what calling the cops on this black kid could lead to. But we can't unpack it now, but I just want to kind of frame that for Monday.
I hear you. All right. Well, listen, everybody, thanks for checking us out on the Power Hour this week. We'll be back Monday morning from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. to bring you the latest in news, happenings around Philadelphia, and, of course, our opinions. Thank you, Kwesa, for holding down the boards for us this week. Thank you, Dr. Tyler, for everything that you do. Thank you to everybody that's listening to us on the air, through the app, through YouTube, through Facebook, and all the various means that you get connected to us. Listen, family, go listen to Wake Up. Stay tuned for Wake Up Word with Solomon Jones.
You all right,
do
man?
us a favor. Go ahead and change, go out and change the damn world. Because if you don't, nobody else will.
What's going on over in your virtual studio, bro? Did you tell me about it?
Peace. We'll see y'all Monday. Bye.
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my